to Silverrun Forest Farm. We're here with Jake and we're in the second half of November. Plenty of jobs on the list, nothing that falls into the urgent category, but feels a bit like there's a natural order to be approaching things. And looking ahead, Jake is pretty excited about the prospects. He's very pleased with the harvest results that we've got in, and looking forward to the opportunities to sell some of that produce. The main order of business really now is turning his attention to what feels like a potentially good period of expansion. So our experiments worked pretty well. We've got work underway for either larger fields or a couple of additional fields. So getting set up to make that work. And we just have a look at the map here. So we've begun clearing this area down the bottom. So we're looking to put a field on there, but there's a lot of tree clearing and ploughing to go on there. We're hoping that when we sell the crop, we'll be able to afford this field, which is 132,000. Sorry, this field, which is 50,000. So that should be a possibility, but of course that's going to have to be ploughed and prepped. And then as you can see on this map here, the field we're about to plough and the water view where we had the corn in needs ploughing, and it's looking like the areas where we planted the the sugar beet need ploughing. So if we also want to, which he does, expand the area that we can get sugar beet into in our strip farming operation around here, there's more clearing work definitely necessary there. So several months of hard labour should see us add, one, and maybe we can make this field a little bit larger, 2, 3 areas to the farm, which is a big increase in the arable area for next season. So that's what's got him excited, even if the work to do is a bit daunting. So let's what happened here? Let's create a job. We want to do just a straight ploughing job on that field right there. That work width is just a fraction wide for this tool, I think. We'll do 5 headlands because turning is a bit of a challenge on this slope. Let's create that. That doesn't look too bad. So and we might start, we might start in the center. There we go. So where's it? Just first waypoint is just over there. So we'll leave our worker to go on here. So the next job off the rank is down here at the meadow where we need to mow some grass. And we might as well use the tractor we've got right here for this job, so we can run around pretty quickly and get the grass mowed. Now Jake's thinking very much that more silage is the go here, because that's proving to be a nice little money spinner, and is pretty straightforward to achieve. And there's another option in town now too, with the arrival of Buff's mates investments in the biogas plant that's gone in over there at the new sawmill. So we'll if we have a look at that, you can see they're already spruiking around town in terms of sale prices. So we have a look at silage or purchase prices, you know, so they're paying a little, just a fraction over the market for silage, which is kind of neat. But also interestingly, they've entered the market not for sugar beet. We can sell our sugar beet at $2.55, which is getting up towards the top price at the Silverrun market. But sugar beet cut gets another $60 or $70 more, and with the potential to increase a little bit further. So Jake's thinking that anything to add value to the sugar beet, which we've now got sitting on the floor of the shed, is a good thing. He's pretty much convinced himself we want to put another sugar beet crop in, and that we've got the capacity to enlarge the field to improve the yield there. So, you know, if you think we've got somewhere in excess of 30,000 litres, so that's another few $1,000 at, you know, $80 odd a litre, 1,000 litres more. So getting the capability to cut the sugar beet, which he understands is just an attachment for the front loader, might be the trick, and we can do that over the coming month or two, and increase the value of the product we've got sitting on the floor, because we don't have any animals to sell it to. So that just feels like a smart thing to do. And then on top of that, if we have a look, we've got plenty of corn, which is still coming up in price. We can probably look at the little tool. So our barley is up near its best, or approaching its best price. 635 plays 681. Oats we're not going to sell, and corn's got quite a long way to go. So in the next 2 months we'll be selling quite a lot of our product, and that's going to top the coffers off quite nicely. So hence why he's confident he'll be able to pick up that cleared field and any equipment we need to help us speed up the clearing process. Really, that's the goal. But for now, we'll just take care of the jobs that we can get done reasonably quickly, so that we've got things ready to go in somewhat in parallel. We can keep each field progressing. So just working this meadow for grass is working out really neatly. We do have some milk to sell a bit later in the day. And thinking about the milk production, he's really been questioning whether the milk trailer we've got, whilst the trucks pull it fine, it's sort of a bit in the way. It's not as easy to transport as he would like, so might be an opportunity to switch that out for something else a bit later on. Ultimately, also there's the potential to cut a track around the corner here so that we don't have to cross the railway line to get to our field that's going to be just up in front of us, so that'll be handy when it comes to moving equipment and the like. Okay. When you think about when they started, the farm's starting to feel like it's getting some good momentum now, and we're adding these extra, what is really 3 fields, ultimately will significantly increase the yield. Which is exciting. Improves the potential to take advantage of equipment, or even equipment that comes up in the sale, or even equipment that we can go out looking for and purchase ourselves. He gets a few different publications sent to him, and now that he's been buying a bit more stuff, Eddie's the auto dealer in town's always trying to sell him something, so he's becoming a lot more aware of, you know, what's on the market and where some of the technology is going. That said, he's a bit of a fan of the older equipment as well, and had a lot of fun with that Gleaner harvester that we've picked up. Won't be parting with that anytime soon, and the Allis is proving a real workhorse, so he's got Eddie on the lookout for, ultimately, to be kind of neat to replace the case with another Allis if he could. That's his plan, if he can find a suitable vehicle in similar condition, at least to what he got from Paige's grandfather. That'd work out really well. And there's a couple in the Allis Chalmers family that would do the bill quite nice, fit the bill quite nicely. Slot right in. So that's how he's thinking about things at the minute. But as with everything, it's, you know, all comes down to how much coin can you scrape together when the opportunities come up. And not to forget, it'd probably be a good idea to pay a little bit off the mortgage at some point. Paige is on his back often enough about that. It's all well and good to be doing all these interesting things, but they do want to recoup their investment into this place over time. It might feel like a long way off, but preparing for retirement is best done early rather than late. A little bit over a long time's always a lot more effective than trying to put a lot aside in the last few years, if you've got the choice, of course. And right now they've got the opportunities here where they can use the investment capital to turn it into money based on, you know, their own hard work. So we'll see. This job's coming along, so we'll be finished mowing here in just a minute. What we might do is set one of the folks from the riding school on the tedder and go and on the windrower and go and sort out the cows and get that milk into town, and have a look at something to chop that sugar beet. Looks like the yield off here is pretty good, so we should make a good number of bales. It's a little bit more grass area than last time. Two stripes up the triangle, I'll be done. Rightio, so that's the grass. Cut and set. Come on, over you go, over you go. That's better. Give ourselves a chance not to collect the post on the way out. There we go. We might do, actually, is just run around this one ourselves. Although, what sort of course would we run? Might be just as quick. Put it down and just do it ourselves, I think. At least the headland, and then we can run one of the riding school folks up and down in the wider part of the field. That might be the simplest way to go about it. Just avoid those stones there. This little finger extension up here is probably only an up and down for the windrower. Just represents an opportunity for our budding horse rider to get stuck or tangled up on something, I'm guessing. There's also not a huge amount of grass on it because we cut it a growth stage early, but we wanted to get it done before the window closes for the year, and then our next cut will come probably in February. No, not February, in March. So there we go. So that's a pretty speedy headland. And now we'll concentrate on sorting our cows out, making sure they're all set with enough feed and the like for the winter. The other thing we must do, I'm pretty sure that cultivator sitting there is actually only a lone one. It is. We can return that. We won't need that before the new year. We're using all of these at the moment, so it does mean we're getting our list of rental equipment down pretty nicely. So when we get to the straight section here, I think we'll what's that angle there looking like? About there. Send you up and see how you go. Let's just have a look at the animals here. They've got a little bit of food, but it wouldn't hurt to top them up before we take the milk down. So let's run around and grab the wagon and do a bit of a mix for them. Back this out onto the forecourt where we've got some room to move. Go and get our bale spike. This one's the one for the... It is too. We'll need the other piece of equipment to pick that up. We'll have to go down and get our... interestingly, let's run down and grab our front loader bale spike, which I think maybe we can pick up one of our front loader bale spikes just here. So we'll do the trick. Pop you on. Every now and again you luck in and find something that you did actually remember to put away properly. So one of these bales, two of these bales, it's going to count them rather than tell me the... I'm pretty sure I don't want that much hay. That's the downside of... I wonder actually, let's... It wasn't the intention when Jake bought this that it be an auto loader, so let's unload those bales. I wonder if we put it in the workshop here, we can make it operate just in single bale mode, which would make life much easier for everybody. forward a bit into the workshop. And the bale loaders, customize, loading mode, manual, thank you. We could also change it. One bale. Okay. Customize that, yes. So now it should operate a bit more like what we intended. And we bought it in a rush and weren't paying enough attention to how the shop assistant set it up. That's a bit better. Now, if we pick it up and it holds 7,000 litres. Oh, off you come. That's it. Now we can't take the silage off that stack there because I think I've pointed out in the past the end one might come off for us. I think all four are connected together in a way that they won't cut. Some particularly rugged plastic on them. But this one over here, I'm pretty sure we can slice off. Let's put down our view so we can see what's going on, and back we go. Can probably do with the weight on the back of the Allis for this sort of work, but they're never around when you want them. These silage bales are just a little bit heavier than the hay ones. Yeah, so that should be a good enough mix. It'll add a little bit more silage as we go. We'll just top up the cows there. That's all pretty good, so wait for that to empty out. We might go and grab the truck. We'll just check on all the levels in here. At some point it may pay to bring some more straw up as well. We've got plenty. Slurry's getting a bit full, so picking up a slurry tanker at some stage is also potentially quite useful, if for no other reason than to just move it. Whether or not we spread it on any of our fields, we're never going to make enough for the whole job, but that'll keep the cows going for a little while. Meanwhile, let's go and sort out this milk. And doing a particularly good job of thinking ahead, we've managed to leave a hay bale pretty much right in front of where we wanted to be, so it's not a drama. I think Jake will make another batch of TMR before the day's out, so that he's got some left in the trailer there, and he can max out the feed. So 4,000 litres of milk. We'll see you. We've done it again. Taken the milk out before we paid attention to where we need to take it. The Sunnyside Cafe is the winner. Business has been a little bit slow at the firewood processor, but Jake's confident it'll pick up over the next couple of months as winter kicks in, and he's working on a bit of a different plan. He's thinking with the clearing they're doing and the tree sizes they've got, that it might be more efficient to create 12 metre logs, and he's been doing some hunting around, and he reckons he can get his hands on a trailer, semi-trailer, that'll carry the 12 metre logs, and that's just less handling than the 6 metres and the containers that he was using, and he's keen to see what sort of price the old sawmill will give for 12 metre logs. So that's an experiment he's going to run. There we go, 5,700, 6,200 in total, almost 6,250 for the milk. That's good. Let's pop by the store and just see if they've got anything for making cut sugar beet. If they don't, he might have to let his fingers do the walking and see what he can rustle up. So if we go to front loader tools, pretty sure that's where it lives. Oh, there we go. It's a bit more expensive than he was thinking. That would do the job. There's plenty of buckets that'll lift them, but that's the only one he seems to have that's got the cutter built in, so that's looking like the unit we need to have. Of course, the question could be, does he just lease it for this year, and what's the lease cost? $800. I think that's the way we'll go for this year, and we'll see how it works out and make a decision for next year. But it looks like we're going to come back with the front loader to put it on, so we'll just leave it sitting there, and we can pick that up next time we're in the neighbourhood in the right vehicle. Let's head down and get this baling going down the bottom. So what Kevin learnt last time was that in fact the fastest way to do this was just to bale it up and then run around with the trailer and pick them up. And drop the stack, knock it over, and just use the front loader to shovel them into the wrapper. So we'll do the same again, and we might make the stripe just down here. Just go and finish that strip that for some reason it decided it didn't want to do. A fair chance it was a teenager from the riding school, and they got distracted by something on their phone and managed to miss 2 stripes in the field. Not sure how you'd miss it, but they did. Straighten up there. Whoop, that's a bit wonky, but it'll do the trick. Looks like we've got another stripe over there that it's a bit more understandable because it wasn't the line we set them off on. It's been very quiet from our field up on the hill, so I'm wondering how our case has gotten on, whether they've actually finished or gotten themselves into a position. We're not currently being billed for the labour up there, so hopefully that means that they've finished. Guess we'll find out a bit later on. What size bales are we making here? Not that I think it matters. 240s will do. And spit these out. Away we go. First one done already. One of the things that Jake will try and remember to do before he closes off this silage snake is grab the 6 or 7 grass bales that are sitting up beside the manure pit just next to the little snake we're using to feed the cows. We put them there when we made the first ones because we had more than we needed, but we're not feeding grass to anything, so we might as well get them into a new silage snake. And because we've got plenty of grass coming in the new year, there's no need to be stockpiling it. We'll have grass on the waterfront field that we planted while we were harvesting the sugar beet, and we'll have grass off this field, so we'll have plenty of both hay and silage come the new year. And we've always got the little meadow on the top of the hill that we haven't cut, where we planted the trees, if we ever need an emergency cut of some hay. That's more just a nice spot by the little lake up there that Jake and Paige can go for a walk or a bit of a picnic. With Christmas coming up, Jake's just pondering wouldn't mind putting in just a little stable and getting a horse for Paige, because she'd love to be riding her own horse around, and maybe now that the farm's a bit more established, you might have a bit more time for that. Although this vet hospital that she's working at seems to keep her pretty active, doing some long shifts. Not that Jake's been sitting on his hands, he's been getting a fair bit done. Just the last couple of little strips now. And we can run around and pick the bales up and stack them near where we want to make this snake. Well, I might make it along the edge of the driveway, seeing as we know we're going to sell these pretty quick once they're fermented. There we go. So that's that. Good job done. I think we'll worry about the other dregs on there. Let's run around quickly. So there'll be 2 trailer loads off here. If not more. I didn't watch the counter. Getting a little bit of rear wheel. Picking the axle up. That's okay, we're not got far to go. Yeah, so I'm thinking we'll just make the snake along the edge of the driveway here, so we'll just pop these off where they sit and get the rest of those. Don't need to worry about that one. So 3 more up there. It turned out it was exactly 2 trailer loads, 28 bales. Very nice. So we know that makes us a handsome return. Can we just stand these up here also? That's a good day's grass work, and we're all set to load the snake. Let's go check on our other piece of equipment. And you look like you got a fair way through the field. Let's see, did you actually finish? Maybe you did. A little bit over there where you're going the wrong direction, I suspect, and a couple of bits of tidy up on the corners, but let's you down there. The sharp corners didn't work quite as well for us as I hoped. But that's been a productive day. The light's starting to drop. It's a good day. Now think about set his mind to the clearing activity that needs to happen down at the back of Eddie's there, and plan the sale of the various bits of crop and the like. That should be Ready to take advantage of the prices in December is the hope. But for now, he's just going to finish these dregs off. I hope everybody's enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.